From a federal standpoint, FBI standpoint, some of these calls aren't necessarily, sometimes threats come in directly to 911, like Naz just talked about, but in many cases these are spread on social media and spread on the internet, so that kind of changes the way things are facilitated, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and Chief Watkins talked about that investigative component of the response. And that's really where the FBI is coming in to help our state and local partners. When the FBI receives one of these threats, whether they come directly from social media or they come from our partners or our partners in school, we are going to leverage the full resources of the FBI towards that investigation. And that is going to go towards identifying who the individual is behind that message or that threat, and then making sure law enforcement is out in front of that threat and making sure that we make arrests where possible. So we will absolutely leverage the full resources of the FBI to figure out who's behind these and get people to justice so that we can restore our kids rightfully in the classrooms with their teachers.
Barry, let me ask you from a state police standpoint, you're going from, you're working with all different state police agencies throughout West Virginia, because this has been something that hasn't been just Cabell County specific or one county specific. We've really seen this problem spread out. So how important is it for you guys to be able to coordinate everything, not just with the state police, but with all these agencies?
You know, we don't have the resource officers that the counties and the cities have. We don't have those troopers in the schools. The good thing about us is we don't have the jurisdiction boundaries like they do a lot of times. And we have a lot more resources than some of these cities and counties are going to have. So if there's an event, we can bring guys from multiple counties. We can bring a lot of things that some of these other agencies can't. The good thing about Cabell County is we all work so good together that, you know, if there's an issue here, we're going to have guys coming from all over. From every agency in the county, you're going to see uniforms there from other counties even. You know, they're going to be coming to that event. But I also want to say, if it helps these people's mind, I have a child in the school system in this area. She has not missed school one day. I feel confident enough in what we're doing that I have not taken my child out of school. It's like you said before, it's creating panic, and I think if they see that we're sending our kids to school, we're not worried. You know, these things, they're getting spread all over social media, and it's crazy, but you can't give in to it a lot of times. And like I said, I feel confident enough that I'm sending my kid to school every day.
Rob, how important is it for all these agencies to work together? We touched on it a little bit, but this cooperation is so important, especially for something like this. This is an entirely different kind of, and we can call it a crime because that's what it is, but it's an entirely different kind of crime because you're dealing with little kids. So this working together among all these different people, describe why it's important for all these agencies to work together as somebody who takes care of Homeland Security.
Well, with the cooperating agencies here in Cabell County and around the state, like you said, not just in Cabell County, and I've also been working with agencies from Kentucky and Ohio as well. The group you have here, we all pretty much know each other, and we've known each other for a long time, several years. And we have that, as First Sergeant Wellman said, we do have a great working relationship with everybody in this county. And the importance of everybody knowing each other and working well together is one piece of information that First Sergeant Wellman might have. And if he's talking to us and getting it out to us, that's a piece of information that I might not have had, or vice versa. So we're all sharing these pieces of the puzzle so we can put the puzzle entirely together and try to come to a resolution for everything we're trying to do.
Kyle, let me ask you about, from a parent standpoint, law enforcement has a message at a time like this to get the message out to parents. What's your message and what's everybody's message to those parents to get the importance of this and try to really drill it into their kids' heads about how they may think it's they may think it's a joke, they may think between their friends they're doing something funny, but parents really need to be on top of this, don't they?
They do. I also have kids in the school system and stuff. I've talked to my daughter. Parents need to talk to them and tell them, reposting this stuff, it causes panic. It causes different things to happen, and I'm glad you're redoing this.
Yeah, that's why we're doing it. That's what. But you've already said good stuff that we can use. But go ahead, you can continue.
But it causes panic.
reposting this type of stuff.
It's horrible. We don't want it to happen. We're all trying to work together and get all this done so the kids can get back to, you know, a normal school life.